Welcome to This Week at Four Horsemen, where it is the year 3000, and we are the power couple of this millennia. I am Philip J. Fryan, and you, of course, are Tehran Golila.
That's pretty good.
Yes.
I got purple on, so yeah.
Yeah.
That fits.
I didn't have my orange shirt, because you don't have orange shirts.
Orange shirt's next.
Yes. Just call me Orange Joe. So, Captain Leela.
Yeah?
What is This Week at Four Horsemen?
This Week at Four Horsemen is our weekly show. We're going to talk about some event sales, promotions, and other nerdy type stuff.
Yes, and we start off every show with a giveaway. And this is something that anybody can get on. We have a new feedback survey that we've generated through SurveyMonkey. The link is on your screen. We're going to show you that many times throughout. Take that survey, give us some honest-to-goodness feedback. There's a password at the end of it that you can come into the store, call into the store, message the store. It'll get you access into a raffle for a $50 gift card and an exclusive sale that 25% off your next purchase.
So that explains the 800 messages I've been getting all day with this mystery word.
Well, that's good, because that means...
There's a lot of people taking the survey.
Yeah, there's this password at the end. You got to tell it to us. That means 800 people have taken our survey.
I believe it.
Yeah,
I believe it.
Awesome. Let's jump into comics.
Let's get it.
And like most good things, we're going to start off with the Ghostbusters.
Who are you going to call?
I don't know.
The Ghostbusters?
The Ghostbusters, yes. Sorry, my brain is frozen. So the Ghostbusters Annual comes out this week.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
Every year.
Every year. Like clockwork. And we also have the newest issue of The Walking Dead. This is issue 177. We're getting deep into the New World Order storyline. And it's like this comic just took a hard left into like...
He's got Batman, like...
If you took somebody who was reading The Walking Dead from like a year and a half ago and showed them this comic without telling them the title, they'd be like,
what is this?
The Walking Dead?
So who's this character? Is this somebody...
He's a new character that's being introduced in this issue.
Okay.
We don't know him yet. But
like the Red Ranger.
No, I'm
not so much.
I'm pretty sure Jason never looked half that cool. Moving on.
We've also got Oblivion Song. A friend of mine was telling me about this the other day. The story sounds amazing. It is also by Robert Kirkman, who does Walking Dead. So a decade ago, 300,000 citizens of Philadelphia were suddenly lost in oblivion. They were kind of swapped with like an alien city, and people are going in trying to rescue these people. And after years, they've given up. A gentleman named Nathan Cole, who I believe that is probably Nathan Cole, won't give up.
I'm going to check this out.
It looks great.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Walking Dead is good, and Outcast, also by Robert Kirkman, is wonderful, so I'm going to check this one out. And we have another new book, Gideon Falls, #1. There it is.
That's awesome.
This is from the creative team that brought us Old Man Logan, and it's about a small town and a conspiracy, and it has to do with a washed-up Catholic priest, and just kind of a rural mystery.
Yeah.
Kind of puts me... this probably isn't the best comparison, but as I was reading the description for this, the first thing I thought of was Hot Fuzz.
Oh.
Which probably isn't the best comparison, but this book looks really cool. Something from Marvel. We got something from Marvel.
There's something from... Everybody's got a stone.
Everybody's got a stone.
Did they go on like the Oprah show? You get an Infinity Stone.
Then you get an Infinity Stone. So there's a new series called Infinity Countdown. It's a short 5-issue run that's kind of taking us up to the Infinity Wars movie, and it's going to go through all the stones. Although this has Wolverine in it, and it also has the Thing in it.
There are some hands that I don't think ought to be in there.
No, but once the government approves Disney buying the Fox rights,
all bets are off.
Oh yeah,
huh?
Wolverine in Avengers 4.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
That might be Gambit.
That's very Gambit-ish.
I think we have the Thing, Miss Marvel, Wolverine, Gambit, and the two at the bottom I'm not sure of.
Blaine's saying that is not the Thing. That is actually Turk. It's a Super Skrull.
It could be. It could. Yeah.
I wonder if that's the same with Wolverine.
No.
How's a Skrull holding an Infinity Stone? How are any of them holding an Infinity Stone?
Super Skrull.
Oh, well, there you go.
When Emma was little, she called him Super Squirrel.
More accurate.
Yeah. All right, we also have the newest issue of Star Wars. This is issue 44. We are finally off of Jeddah.
Yeah.
Jeddah is over, and we're moving on to a new storyline. We don't know what it is, but it has Leia. And
she's looking very majestic there.
yeah, this should be a recruitment poster for the Rebel Alliance.
I join.
I'll like sign me up. Put me in her division. I want her giving me commands. We should move on.
We probably should.
You have a staff pick this week?
I do have a staff pick. Valerian. I couldn't say what
this is all you, buddy.
I tried so hard. So anybody who knows me knows that I really did not like this movie, even a little bit.
No, visually.
Really? No. Okay. So that's what got me to watch it again. So I got a new TV for Christmas.
Visually, it's
beautiful,
amazing, stunning.
It is absolutely amazing. And I started watching this movie, and I got like about a half hour into it, and I didn't hate it yet. So I can't remember what part in the movie I actually hate it. I haven't got up to like the 87th time they said Valerian yet, but that's probably coming. So,
I think we're overestimating how many times they actually say the word Valerian in this movie.
There's a lot of them.
I'm going to watch it again with Beck at some point, and I'm going to count.
I need to give it another try. I know I give it a lot of grief, but
so if you didn't even make it through your second viewing, why is it your staff pick?
Because I just want to show that I am trying. I'm really trying Valerian.
You realize that staff picks are supposed to be like recommendations.
I recommend that everybody watch this at least 1.5 times. 1.5. Don't
well, 1 1/5.
Yes.
Because that's how much you made it through.
Yeah.
All right.
Math is hard.
Speaking of fighting, let's move on to the Four Horsemen versus series, where last week
Power Rangers.
The Miss Stark crushed the Power Rangers. Like,
How?
almost nobody voted for the Power Rangers. Because Game of Thrones. That's probably why.
Yeah, she's got magic face juju or something.
Who won our comment contest
Our
this week?
comment contest was actually none other than Ken Weaver. Ken says, Arya has this. She is already one of them, and they don't even know until it's too late. Arya befriends Trini and takes her place. Going after Zach and Billy next. Once they're gone, takes Kimberly's place and goes after Jason using Kimberly's face as she slides needle into his heart. That is probably pretty accurate. And she'd be real close too. She's like, she's just that crazy.
All right, so
and
we'll see Miss Stark in round 2.
Oh yeah, she'll be coming up.
And now we have a grudge match this week.
Oh,
this
look
is
at this.
Carnage of the Marvel Universe versus Ugin the Spirit Dragon, our first character from Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
And for those of you who aren't familiar with Magic the Gathering lore, he is one of the most powerful beings in that multiverse. This is not an easy question to answer.
When I first heard this matchup, I thought it was Carnage and Negan. I'm like, that's not going to be very long.
Negan was last year.
Okay.
And he beat Fluffy from Harry Potter. Yeah. Well, I mean, all you have to do is play music and put him to sleep, and then crush his skulls. But what are your thoughts here? Because I'm kind of perplexed.
Ooh, I don't know. I really have no idea.
Generally, like, we come up with like, okay, so when we were talking about Daryl and the Red Sonja,
right?
We came up with like, okay, well, Daryl's gonna be like all stealthy. He's gonna shoot from the woods, and then we're like, no, Red Sonja, she can catch arrows, and we all come up with all these theories and strategies about how this could play out. I don't know, man. This is just like,
I don't know, because Carnage he's not gonna be like slinking around. He's gonna go full face right at him, and Ugin is gonna blast him out of existence.
And Ugin is a planeswalker that kind of transcends like regular planeswalkers. He's almost like, he's essentially like a deity. Like Nicol
He's
Bolas.
very godlike, but I don't think Carnage is gonna go down easy.
I don't know. This is we're just gonna have to let the fans decide on this one.
All right, if you're in the Facebook chat, I see Blaine is weighing in. He's giving it to the dragon.
Yeah,
that'll be Ugin.
All right, that's fine.
We'll see how it goes.
All right, moving on.
Lord Bolas.
Lord Bolas. I'm sorry, Ira. Lord Bolas. All right, so we have some pictures from last weekend's 40K event.
Yes, we had a lot of people out for our 40K event. Tons of good pictures, tons of players. The miniature, the painting on these things were amazing. I forgot to get the winners from Shay, who ran it for us. Shay, thank you so much. It was a great event. A lot of people had a lot of fun.
Not a Philistine.
Not a Philistine. We had a Force of Will pre-release event. There's Nick
Friend.
Nick Friend throwing
good friend of the show.
Time Spinning Witch. Oh gosh.
That one came out in the nick of time.
We also had a regular Friday Night Pokemon, Friday Night Magic, so it was a full house, as you can imagine.
A full house, yeah. But I don't see Bob Saget anywhere.
I knew it was coming.
You
Absolutely knew it was coming.
All right, moving on to our event schedule for this week. Here's everything we have on the docket. We're going to talk specifics about some of our unique events, but if you need any more info, please go to facebook.com/4horsemencomics and click on the event tab.
Very cool.
First up,
we got Monday, Modern Mondays. It is starting yesterday.
The word on the left, you read that one first, and then you move to the word
over?
on the right.
Gotcha.
Yes, yeah.
Modern Mondays starts March 5th, but that was yesterday. All right.
That was yesterday. Yes, it was.
So it's 6:30 every Monday. Come out. It's $10 entry. We had 7 or 8 people last night, so not a bad turnout. Come on out. Join us for some more modern fun.
This weekend we have the HeroClix 2018 Winter Wizkids Open. It's this Saturday. Registration begins at 10:30 and round 1 begins at 11 a.m.
Yep.
There's a $30 price tag to this. It is not constructed. It is a 300-point sealed event. So you open your packs.
Open your packs.
Which opening up a pack of HeroClix, that's a fun thing.
That's a lot of fun.
Rip.
Yeah.
It will be a Swiss round event followed by a cut. These are generally like some of the bigger HeroClix events in the state.
Yeah, this will be a very well attended event. Nick puts on a great event. We're going to be running some really cool sales, which he asked about me yesterday, and I have yet to answer him. So
sales to help promote an event.
Be good to know.
It's kind of like the whole reason we do this thing.
You almost cursed. I heard it. Someday.
Issue 69.
Oh, okay. It's coming up. All right. Also on Sunday, we have the Pokemon League Cup. It is the 11th, 11 o'clock entry, as when the doors open.
It's at 11 o'clock as a $15 entry, and
There's too many
standard constructed.
Yes, what he
There's
said.
two.
There's 2 11s, yes. That's 22. It's 22 o'clock. Somebody shows up at 10 o'clock at night. I'm going to be real mad.
Another upcoming event that we are excited to announce is the Magic the Gathering Dominaria pre-release.
Oh my gosh.
Going to be April 21st to 22nd. If you are unfamiliar with what plane is Dominaria, that is the plane that all of the original Magic sets, Alpha up to whatever, those all take place on Dominaria.
It's where it all started.
It's where it all began, and we see in the promotional picture we are going to have some older characters coming back. Karn the Silver Golem, Teferi, the Archmage, and Jaya Ballard.
Very nice.
This is super exciting. Super exciting. And the Rivals Vixelon story ended with Jace going to Dominaria to meet his friends, and I want to say all these spoilers, but I'm geeking out over it. It's
That's awesome.
Man, I read the story about this card game I play, and it's so good. It's just so good.
Maybe we should act that out. Let's act out a Magic story one day.
We could do that.
Kind of cool.
Yeah.
I want to be Nicol Bolas. Lord Bolas.
You could be Lord Bolas.
I want to be Lord Bolas.
Philistine. All right, and we have another thing.
We have a thing. April 28th, International Tabletop Day is coming. We're still looking for some volunteers. We were working out some details today with Jay and friends from the Nerd Herd. So yeah, if you want to come out and volunteer, if you want to come out and play, 28th all day long.
Yes. And now we can finally move on from events to my favorite segment.
And my favorite segment.
This week in Star Wars. Yes. And are you saddened that Star Wars Rebels is coming to an end? That it's going off the air? There'll be no more of it. But don't worry.
Oh wait, there's more.
StarWars.com has you covered. Check out the article, A Guide to Star Wars Rebels Books and Comics, for all of the extra content you can get, because there's so much more.
Yeah, they keep printing them out.
Yes. Go to StarWars.com, check out that article. I particularly recommend 2 novels, A New Dawn, which deals with Kanan and Hera forming the Rebel Cell, and the novel Thrawn. Yes.
Thrawn came out in comics last week, I believe.
Couple weeks ago.
So I haven't read it.
Oh, it was great.
It's in my box.
It's an adaptation of the novel that I just recommended.
Yeah.
So that was a little initially disappointing, but I can honestly say it is the best comic adaptation of a novel I've ever read.
Oh, wow. Okay. I don't know what that means, but all right.
Never mind. All right, moving on to our top 10. This is an official Four Horsemen Comics protest.
We are protesting.
We hate the Oscars. It's all
How many Oscar movies do you think that you've actually seen that gets nominated for whatever? Did you see La La Land or whatever that crap went last year? You did.
Well, no, I haven't seen La La Land, but I would watch it.
I didn't think I would watch it.
I grew up on musicals. My mom was I
didn't even know it was a musical.
A musical. La La.
Well, there was lots of dancing.
So the Oscars is bullcrap, but that has nothing to do with La La Land. You're judging a movie that you haven't seen.
Correct. But basically because they picked it.
It's got Ryan Gosling.
Well, Ryan Gosling.
It's worth
right.
I
might check it out. I might check it out.
But anyways, we hate the Oscars. The Oscars are all bull crap.
Bunch of junk.
Yeah. So we
pick our movies. They never pick our movies.
Our top 10s this week are the top 10 films from the year 2017.
According to Ron and Ryan.
Yes. So let's start with our number 10s. Ron, you said
Kingsman. Wait, did I do Kingsman?
Yeah.
I like Kingsman. That movie is really good. If you guys haven't seen it, the first one is really good. The second one is, I think, even better.
Really?
It is in my top 10.
I've meant to watch them both, and I just haven't sat down and done it.
It's like a hipper James Bond. It's pretty cool.
James Bond is pretty hip.
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah.
Then again, I don't really know what's hip. So my number 10 was It.
That surprises me. I figured that'd be way higher.
Well, it was either going to be number 2 or not on the list at all.
Oh, wow.
If for those of you who've talked to me about It, I have a very complicated relationship with this movie because the book is one of my all-time favorite books. The miniseries is like one of my all-time favorite miniseries. It's just my favorite horror story, period. And I have a really love-hate relationship with this movie. So it's either going to be number 2 because,
or off.
Or off the list, and I decided to just put it at number 10.
Yeah.
Just to include it.
Yep.
And your number 9?
My number 9 was Wonder Woman. Fantastic movie. I really, really liked it. I was not a fan of Wonder Woman before going into it, but afterwards I am a Wonder Woman fan. And you went with Lego Batman.
Lego Batman was... It's aside from Wonder Woman, it's probably the best DC movie. It's so funny. Have you seen it? Have you actually watched it?
I did. I went to the movies to see it with my nephew, and it was a lot. It was really funny.
Emma and I were just rolling the entire time, and it's so great because it makes fun of Bruce Wayne.
Oh, it does
so hard,
a lot.
But it also is kind of a true adaptation of him. It's just like it's a cartoon version of him where he's like inflamed.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. Yeah. All right, number 8.
Number 8, we've got.
You have.
I've got Logan.
At number 8.
I've got Logan at 8.
At 8?
At 8. This is not going to be a popular thing to say. I like the movie and I would watch it again, but it wasn't one of my favorite movies. It really wasn't.
Well, apparently it was your 8th favorite movie from the year 2017.
Oh, wait do you see what's above it?
All right. And I had
What'd you get?
Guardians.
Guardians at 8?
Yeah.
Oh, Blaine's already hate me. Logan at 8.
Logan at 8?
sorry, Blaine.
Well, all right. Let's just move on. 7.
7. Alien Covenant
was really bad.
I like that. I did like that movie. Yeah.
I mean, it was fun, but it wasn't a quality movie.
It wasn't as scary as some of the other Alien movies, and it was more about the android, which I really like that character.
Yeah,
I'm glad they did more of that.
I really like Michael Fassbender.
Yeah.
I would, if they made a third one of those, not a third, but a third one of the movies that include him, I would watch it just for him because he's really great. Murder on the Orient Express, I love that movie. That's like one of the best cast movies of all time.
Yeah. See, you're going to kind of notice a trend on my side. I liked Murder on the Orient Express. I really did like that movie, but the reason it didn't even make my top 10, the train didn't fly, there were no lightsabers, there were no massive explosions.
I can't believe you put Alien Covenant over Logan.
Neither can Blaine. Number 6. Oh, this is going to get me some hate mail.
Pirates was 11 on my list.
What? Pirates was a good movie.
Yeah, no, it was fantastic, but it wasn't better than the 10 movies above it. Pirates, Dead Men Tell No Tales? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was.
It was kind of a redeeming movie for me for the franchise.
Yeah.
Because On Stranger Tides was so bad.
Yeah, it was
so
painful.
Bad.
Now you got Wonder Woman at 6?
Oh yeah, Wonder Woman. That was.
I thought Wonder Woman would be higher for you because you were a big Wonder Woman fan.
Well, but the 5 movies ahead of it are like pure gold.
Are the next 5 just Last Jedi?
Thor Ragnarok.
Thor Ragnarok, number 5 for me.
Yeah.
And you got Planet of the Apes.
Whoa, that was That was a culmination of so much.
That was really good. I really liked the effects in Planet of the Apes, and the story was pretty good.
And Woody Harrelson scared me silly.
And you've got one. Was it Caesar that was dual wielding?
Yeah.
With the guns.
Oh yeah, it was great.
That scene, that's fantastic.
Steve Zahn's character was super funny. It's just wonderful. Number 4.
Number 4, Guardians 2. I will watch it every single time I find it.
I can't I love Guardians 2, but I can't put it above Thor. I just can't.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Obviously, I can't because I didn't. Spoiler alert: Thor's in the top 3.
Shocking.
And I had Spider-Man Homecoming for 4.
Wait, let's take bets in the Facebook chat. What do you guys think our number 1s are going to be? Shocking.
All right, so you had Spider-Man at 3, so we're about on the same page there. Yeah. And I had Logan number 3, which is the correct placement for it, not number 8 below Alien.
Again.
What do you mean it was okay?
There were no flying cars.
That was the Wolverine movie that we wanted for 2 decades.
I don't want him to die. Maybe that's why I didn't care for it that much, because he died.
Wolverine dying means nothing.
Oh, by the way, spoiler alert, guys. Our bad.
The movie's been out for almost a year. If they wanted to see it, they would have seen it by now. And Wolverine dying means nothing. He's died 1,000 times.
Yeah, they'll bring you back.
Yeah.
I hope so. Right. Number 2, what do we got?
2. Blade Runner 2049 for you.
How did Blade Runner not make your top 10?
Because I have not seen it.
Well,
that would be why.
Wolverine still dies.
And I have Thor Ragnarok at number 2.
Ragnarok, good buddy movie.
Oh, this is the best.
Oh, this is a shocker.
Oh, wow. Whoa.
Surprise.
You like Star Wars?
What, you too? Mm-hmm. Son of a gun. Who would have thought it?
And even if I didn't love it, which I do, even if I didn't like it, which I didn't not like it, which means I liked it, because that was a double negative.
My head hurts.
It's still the most talked about.
Yes. Oh yeah. It was very polarizing.
The most influential, the biggest conversation. Yeah. It's Star Wars, man.
Yep.
Moving on to this week in movies, Ron recently talked to us about Annihilation. I had a chance to sit down and see it with our good buddy EJ Sunday night. All right, so that.
Go ahead.
Up until the last 30 minutes of that movie,
yeah,
I was completely and totally enthralled. I was like, this is amazing. Natalie Portman is so great. Oscar Isaacs is so great. Yeah. The visual effects are stunning. I am scared.
Yeah.
I'm legitimately scared. And then the last 30 minutes is like, what happened?
Where's the rest of the movie?
What happened? It's one of those things where it's so purposefully vague that I feel like either there's some big lofty thing that they're trying to convey that I can't understand and makes me feel stupid, or they're just being purposely vague to be vague, and just to
see. I don't know that it was vague. I think it went a very particular way, and that's why I didn't like it, because at least in my interpretation of it, it did not go the way that it was supposed to go, and it really makes me mad.
It's just I loved it, except for the ending. Yeah,
the bear scene or whatever
thing
was. I was legitimately terrified.
Yeah, I really was. I was scared. Yeah. There were parts of that movie that really scared me.
It was pretty creepy.
And on top of all this, they managed to add this real commentary on relationships and marriage, and how marriage is a struggle. And and if I were Natalie Portman and I were married to Oscar Isaacs, then I would not have done what she did.
No,
never. It's Poe Dameron.
Sorry, dude. Yeah,
he's the greatest pilot in the galaxy.
We need him.
We do. All right. I saw Winchester.
I don't even know what this movie is.
Okay, so it is a sort of a fantasy horror that's based on the actual Winchester mansion from San Jose, California, and its owner, Sarah Winchester.
Right.
So it's based on a real event that happened there, a real haunting. And it is
a Amityville horror kind of thing?
No. So it's more like a real traditional haunted house movie that's rooted in real history. And Helen Mirren plays Sarah Winchester, and she is phenomenal. This movie is excellent. It came out on February 2nd, so it's been out for a while, but I've heard nothing and nowhere about it.
Same here.
But I have all this extra time to see movies. I managed to see this one, and it really impressed me. It's lots of practical effects.
Yeah.
Lots of practical effects.
That's really cool.
And it also, in the regular theater, it started with a brief special feature at the beginning to talk about the practical effects that they used.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that makes me want to go see
which
it.
is something you just don't see.
Yeah.
I really highly recommend it, and it's also scary.
I like scary movies.
Yeah.
And Wrinkle in Time.
So
This movie, there's no way this is gonna go anywhere but straight to DVD.
what?
It just doesn't. It does not look good. I don't think this is. I don't think for me that this is going to be a good movie, even though it's got Captain Kirk.
I'm assuming you haven't read the book.
I have not read the books. I don't know anything about the books.
Me too. But I think that this movie is setting itself up for quite a bit of success.
I think you're right, but I think the only reason is because it's aiming directly at like kids, and kids will take parents to go see movies.
Are we talking about the same movie?
That movie right there.
Because I'm pretty excited. Like,
really?
I'm not seeing it Thursday night because I'm forcing myself to wait to take in. I would go see this by myself.
I don't know that I would. I really don't. It doesn't seem.
Yeah, but you went to Last Jedi.
Comparing it to Last Jedi.
Let's move on. The countdown to infinity continues, and before we talk about this movie,
okay,
they moved the movie up a week.
Yeah, 7 days. So now we got to double up.
Yeah, so we're gonna talk about 2 movies next week.
Okay,
but when has that ever happened?
Do you think they're doing it to get it further away from Deadpool?
I think they're doing it to get it further away from Han Solo. Because remember, Deadpool is Fox, and Han Solo and Avengers are both Disney.
Yep.
And they come out only 3 weeks apart. Now they come out 4 weeks apart, so this will help them not eat into each other.
Yeah.
Which I'm still astounded that they put them out in the same months, because those are probably aside from Frozen 2, those are probably the 2 highest grossing movies that Disney's going to release this year.
Yeah, it's going to buy some Disney stock.
Disney?
Get it now.
Buy it before Frozen 2 comes out. That's when you buy the Disney stock.
Oh, yeah.
So Guardians, this movie proved that they can make a movie about anything and it will be good.
A talking raccoon.
So prior to this movie, the Guardians actually only had like 2 or 3 runs of comics. Like they've had less than 30 issues prior to this movie. They're relatively unknown. The only reason I knew about them is because they were in the cartoon Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes. They had a cameo. That's the only reason I was familiar with them at all. Most people had never heard of these guys, only like the most hardcore comics fans. And then it comes out and is...
Now it's so ingrained in our culture. Everybody knows.
Groot is like my daughter's favorite Marvel character, like, period.
Yeah.
Like, how amazing is this movie?
Yeah, the Guardians of the Galaxy, I think, was one of the best Marvel movies that they've got out there.
I think it's like superhero Star Wars.
Yeah, it's just a lot of fun. It really is.
The dogfight at the end with the Nova Force and every 5% off sale. Anything in the store excluding our regular exclusions.
Can I get in on this
nope.
thing? Oh, man.
There are employees can't
participate.
No, they can take the survey. Yeah. The only 3 people who can't take the survey are uno, dos, and tres. Yeah. The 3
of us.
The 3 amigos: Steve Martin, Chevy Chase, and Martin Short.
Why am I Chevy Chase?
You're so Chevy Chase.
You're Short. I'll be Martin Short.
No, I'm Martin Short. You're totally Steve Martin.
Okay, I'll be Steve Martin.
Yeah, no, this is correct. You're Steve Martin. You're Chevy Chase, and I'm Martin Short.
Yeah, that works.
Chase?
Yeah, that works.
No.
Yes,
I
you're
don't like
Chevy Chase.
Chevy Chase.
You don't like Chevy Chase?
No. Not a fan.
Well, that's why you're Chevy Chase. Because even Chevy Chase does not like Chevy Chase. Every time saying his name multiple times, it just makes it sound so weird. It's such a weird
Chevy
name.
Chase? Yeah.
Chevy Chase.
Chevy Chase. I like his city though.
All right, and moving on to our sale. We want to reiterate: take the survey, get 25% off anything in the store, minus TCG sealed product, Gundam models. Can't combine it with existing discounts or sales.
Stacks.
Yes. Yep. All right, moving on to Did You Know 4 Horsemen?
Did you know? So we have a program for the Morgantown Mall employees. It's basically 20% off everything in the store except, again, the sealed TCG product Gundam models. Our regular exclusions apply. But yeah, mall people, if you are not taking advantage of this, please come out.
Yes, and come out and get your snacks and your drinks when you're on shift.
Comics. 20% off everything in the shop.
Something to read when you're supposed to be working. That's what I do.
I don't think you should tell me.
I'll ring you out in a minute.
Almost done.
All right, and one more time, take the survey.
This thing.
We're giving away free money.
Free
It
money.
takes 2 minutes to do.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, moving on. We are heading to the social medias, but don't leave us. We have our post-credit scene afterwards. Please like us at facebook.com/4horsemencomics. Follow us on Instagram at 4horsemencomics. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/c/4horsemencomics and gaming.
And gaming.
Follow us at Twitter at the number 4horsemencomics. Watch all of our streaming content at twitch.tv/4horsemencomics and shop our TCG inventory at shop.4horsemencomics.com. What are we doing?
I don't know.
Why'd you get out of your seat? Sit back down.
Listen, messenger.
Okay.
So.
Sit down.
Oh.
You're gonna need to scoot in. Why'd you do that?
Sorry.
Okay.
All right.
So this is from 300. I forgot who submitted this one.
I can't remember.
I can't remember either, but it was Dakota Marker.
Dakota.
Thank you for
Good
submitting
thinking.
this. All right. Choose your next words carefully, Leonidas. They may be your last as king.
Earth and water.
Madman! You're a madman!
Earth and water. You'll find plenty of both down there.
No man, Persian or Greek, no man threatens the messenger.
You bring the crowns and heads of conquered kings to my city steps. You insult my queen. You threaten my people at slavery and death. Oh, I've chosen my words carefully, Persian. Perhaps you should have done the same.
This is blasphemy! This is madness!
Madness? This is Sparta!
Ow.
God, that felt good.
Ow. There's a footprint on my shirt.